All praise is due to Allah, the Lord of the worlds, the benevolence in benefiting His servants and the exceedingly merciful, who subhanahu wa ta'ala vested in the hearts of those who are humble the humility to Allah while worshiping Him. Allah says in the glorious Quran, it is He, Allah, the Exalted, who sent down the statement, meaning the Quran, the best statement, which is repeated in almost all places with resemblance, but it has its own purpose and its own peculiarity, which makes the body and the heart of the believing Muslims tremble and shiver for fear of Allah Ta'ala. That is the guidance of Allah which He confers and to whom He pleases. May Allah grant us our own share. I testify and bear witness that only Allah deserves true worship, the most exalted, who grants the spiritual position of righteousness, humility, and tremble in the heart of those whom He pleases among His servants. I also bear witness and testify that Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam is the most distinguished servant of Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala, who displayed the most beautiful secret conversation with Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala and expressed true tears and cries to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. May Allah continue to shower His peace and blessings upon him and all those who in righteousness emulate them. May Allah make us be among them. Brothers and sisters in Islam, the theme of our sermon today centers on pleasure of secret conversation with Allah and tears for His fear the Most High. Beloved brothers in Islam, the fasting Muslims, the standing Muslims in adoration to Allah Ta'ala. Let me ask you a question. Have you ever experienced the pleasure of secret conversation with Allah Ta'ala in any day of your days in this life? Have you ever had this very, very sweet, this spiritual sweetness and flavor of secret conversation of Allah Ta'ala, and that pushed you to shed tears for fear of Allah Ta'ala, and in love of Allah and hope in the goodness that is with Allah Ta'ala. If you are looking for such an opportunity, there is no most apt and most appropriate time than the month of Ramadan, and most especially the last 10 days, which will be ushered next tomorrow. Today is 19th, and after tomorrow we will be ushered into the last 10 days of the month of Ramadan, the peak and the epoch of this important aspect of worship, in which Allah Ta'ala descends to the first heavens in every night of the nights of the world, saying, who is it that will call me and I answer? Who is he that will make a request that I grant his request? Who is he that will ask for my forgiveness so that I forgive him? Say, oh Allah, stand up with spiritual vitality and energy and say, here I am, oh Allah. You are weak servants, oh the most beneficent and the most merciful before you, asking you. Brothers and sisters in Islam, some people emotionally fall into tears because of music. Some people will emotionally fall into tears because of music. Some because of football, because his team has won and the emotion is so strong in him and he will burst into tears. Some will be emotionally moved by politics, some by money, some by position, some by power, because that is the level of their own knowledge. That is the level of their own knowledge. Brothers and sisters in Islam, in terms of secret conversation with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, it was said to Imam Ahmad, what is the distance between us and the throne of Allah ta'ala? The majestic throne. Between us and the sun is about 96 million miles. And how is it? And the arsh, the majestic throne of Allah, is farther and farther and farther than that. And what is this distance? To cut it short, he said, a truthful supplication, dua, from a truthful heart. Meaning, the majestic throne of Allah is so close to those who are truthful in their hearts and truthful in their own prayers. Ibn Mubarak said, may Allah be pleased with him, that I asked Sufyan al-Thawri, may Allah have mercy on his soul, that a man intending to pray, what intention shall he make? He said, let him make an intention that he intends to have secret conversation with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Therefore, brothers and sisters in Islam, extend your complaints to Allah wa ta'ala. Whichever complaints, whichever needs you have while having secret conversation with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, with certitude in your own heart that Allah will grant your request and grant you safety from whatever fear you have. This is what you are supposed to do. May Allah grant us. Brothers and sisters in Islam, another question. When have you ever, while worshiping Allah Ta'ala or reciting the glorious Quran, that your eyes are filled with tears and the tears drop on your cheek for fear of Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala? When have you really experienced this? As we said earlier, people have various reasons, emotions. Somebody, there's a music he loves, he has it and he will cry. But the ayah of Allah, he will not cry. Listen to the narration of Allah Ta'ala regarding the righteous who feel the impact of the words of Allah Ta'ala. Allah the Most High says, and they fall on their forehead, prostrating in tears, weeping and crying, and that increased them in faith. Elsewhere Allah said, whenever the verses of the Quran are recited to them, the fall on their forehead, crying in tears. As elsewhere Allah says, is it the Quran which is supposed to make an impact in you that you laugh while it is being recited, and you are not in weeping mood? Then that is indeed really very bad. Allah says, others, when they heard what Allah revealed to Prophet Muhammad ﷺ, you see their eyes filled with tears for what they knew of the truth, In the hadith of Abdullah ibn Mas'ud, may Allah be pleased with him, who said, the Prophet of Allah ﷺ said to me, read Quran for me. He said, Ya Rasulullah, how can I read the Quran to you while it is unto you, it was revealed? He said, I want to hear it from somebody other than me. Then I began reciting the chapter, the women's Surah An-Nisa, until I reached the saying of Allah, how will the situation be when each nation and their own people are brought before God with witnesses who will testify for or against them? And you will be brought to testify on all these nations. Then Rasulullah said, it's enough, it's enough, it's enough. He said, I turned and I saw the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam shedding tears. This is a sound hadith transmitted by Bukhari and Muslim. In the hadith of Anas, he said, the Prophet ﷺ gave us a very, very serious sermon and homily which I have never had the equal of it. And Rasulullah ﷺ said, he quoted only 2 or 3 sentences. He said, have you known what I know, you'd have laughed less and cried a lot. He said, then all the Sahabas at that time caught their hearts. Then you feel the sound of the cries and weeping of the companions of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Sound hadith. Mutarrif Abdullah ibn Sheikh, may Allah be pleased with him, said, I went to see the Prophet ﷺ, and I met him praying, and I was feeling the urge of cries and tears and weeping from the Prophet ﷺ. This also is sound hadith. In the hadith of Abdullah ibn Umar, may Allah be pleased with them, said, when the sickness of Rasulullah ﷺ became tensed, he was said, what do we do with prayers, O Rasulullah? He said, tell Abu Bakr that I order that he should lead you in prayers. Then Aisha, the wife of the Prophet, the daughter of Abu Bakr, said, Abu Bakr is a soft-minded person. He can't control himself in tears whenever he recites the Quran. Then Rasul, can somebody do that? He said, no, I urge you to ask Abu Bakr to lead the people in prayers. Brothers and sisters in Islam, what comes of us? Why are we not emotionally moved by hearing the teachings of the Quran and the teachings of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam? Why have we become so hardened? Why are we not soft-hearted? Why are our eyes deficient of tears? Why? Therefore, it is time to use this opportunity, brothers and sisters in Islam, to really try to move to the next level of spirituality, of having to have the fear of Allah in your heart. And you have at one time or the other to experience tears moving on your own cheek. May Allah Ta'ala grant us the moral rectitude to be emotionally moved by the message of the Quran and the Sunnah of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. For Allah will ask you in this Friday, through your beautiful names, and attributes of Allah to relieve us of these trying moments. Our country is really passing through very difficult times of insecurity, kidnapping, conflict, violence, poverty, hunger, disease, and so many things. Allah will have nowhere to take our complaints but to you. Allah, we humble ourselves to you. Answer our prayers. Allah, answer our prayers. سبحان ربك رب العزة عما يصفون وسلام على المرسلين والحمد لله رب العالمين.